Yeah, celebrating the holidays the best way possible. Playing video games in the morning. You see, I didn't see that sheer drop because of all the fucking fog, so. You ever get to this area? Nah. Your playthrough? These are the consecrated snowfields. It's an optional area, secret area basically. You have to do some stuff to get to this area, and it's the path to Melania. So there is a good possibility that you missed it. You have to find this certain NPC hiding inside a pot that you have to break, or I guess you don't break it, you like roll or attack it, like in another optional village, to find the one half of the medallion you need to access the elevator, and the other half is in an optional dungeon with extremely hard enemies and a hard boss fight. So Oh yeah, I guess there is. Yeah, you can fight that boss. That boss is yeah, there's a version of that boss in this area, in a in a cave, where you get upgrade materials. That boss is also at the end of Ronnie's questline. I don't know if you ever did that. Yeah, well, I guess it's a kind of a following, but yeah, yeah, his story is kind of tragic. You're best bros with him, but his fate was tied to Ronnie, and his his fate was like preordained, and that he was created to make sure to keep Ronnie in line. But his loyalty towards her kind of was at odds with that. Like, he was specifically created by the, yeah, I'm gonna get deep into like lore shit here, but yeah, so like Ronnie was an Empyrean, meaning that she was going to be a potential successor to Marika as the one who will, I guess, wield the Elden Ring and impose the Golden Order. But Ronnie did not want any of that, and that's what set off. Actually, that's what set off the events of this game. So she hatched this conspiracy to kill, well, to kill herself, her body, so that she would sever her fate as an Empyrean and escape the grasp of the Two Fingers. But that also led to Godwin's death, Godwin's physical death. Oh no, Godwin's soul's death. Ronnie's body was killed, but her soul remained alive because, yeah, that's what she wanted to do. She had to kill her physical self, but escape with her soul. That's why she's in the body of a doll. That's her whole thing. And Godwin's spiritual death is one of the factors that triggered Marika, the god of the lands between, the one that was under the control of the Greater Will to impose a Golden Order, and that led to Marika shattering the Elden Ring, and then the rest of the game happens, the rest of the story. Yes, she was an Empyrean, and she had Blythe as Ronnie had Blythe as her shadow, like from her birth, and they're like brothers and sisters. Same with like Marika and Malekith. Yeah, there's a whole fucking thing there. But yeah, so they had basically a lifelong bond. But Blythe was specifically created by the Two Fingers to eventually just keep Ronnie in check, just in case she tries something. And then that's what she did. She did try something to kill her Two Fingers with her whole quest line, and that led to Blythe's emotional bond with Ronnie conflicting with his actual grand design, which is to kill her if she decides to betray the Two Fingers, like the Greater Will. And so he does kind of go mad because of that. Like, he doesn't actually go after Ronnie. Well, his shadow, like, you have to fight like the invader aspect of him, and then you also see him like his physical, real self at Ronnie's tower with the Black Knife assassins surrounding, like bodies of Black Knife assassins surrounding him. Because yeah, like you it implies that he kills those Black Knife assassins that go after Ronnie and after him. So, but yeah, he's like confused and everything because of what was happening to him. And yeah, you have to put him down. Very sad. Now, yeah, and I did that, and I have this sick-ass greatsword. This cool thing for my strength/intelligence build. Since it scales with strength and intelligence, it's like a magic colossal sword. I can do cool shit like this. I think if you finish the quest line and you kill Blythe, yeah, you get it. I'm pretty sure you get his like entire set. You get his sword and his armor set. Maybe you just didn't use it. But I'm not gonna use it for this dungeon. Rocking this strength int katana, which I switch up my weapons depending on where I am, what I'm doing, and just how I feel, if it's appropriate. Oh yeah, the Blasphemous Blade. That is one of the most broken weapons in this entire game, and it was quite a surprise to I remember like the first wave. I think I don't quite remember, but I think it's one of the really powerful weapons that I think did not get as nerfed as much as the other popular weapons when this game first came out. Like the Moon Veil, and especially like the Sword of Night and Flame. That one got heavily nerfed. But yeah, they're also very good. But yeah, like that, like was it that axe that had this Hoarfrost Stomp, the Rivers of Blood, yeah, all of them got nerfed. Like they're still pretty good, but they're not as like super busted. Especially the Moon Veil, which was the main sword that I used on my first playthrough. Like, yeah, that thing carried me because it was just super powerful. Like 2 hits of its like special skill just destroyed the poise of even like big bosses. And yeah, it was in need of a nerf. It was justified because it was super ridiculous for how powerful it was and how often you can do it, and how you could just break the stance of most bosses in like 2 hits and get the critical hit on them. I really dig the double Ichimoniki of the Meteoric Orb Blade charge R2. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, the knockdown. Yeah, where you like like in Sekiro, right? Like they have like a poise meter, an invisible poise meter in this game, where if you deplete that meter in full, they'll get knocked down, and that'll allow you to get the riposte, the critical hit, for massive damage, and yeah. And like break them out of their attacks. So yeah, that's why the Moon Veil was nerfed. Like it still could do that, but instead of like being able to do that to even the toughest bosses, like even like Malenia, instead of being able to do that in like 2 or 3 Ashes of War skills, like that button, the L2 R2 combo. Instead of being able to do that in just 2 or 3, it's like you need to hit like 4 at least. So that's much more reasonable, considering the XP cost. But yeah, Blasphemous Blade though, yeah, that thing is still pretty fucking powerful. I think it's still one of the best weapons in the game. Last time I ran a strength-based build with it. Like, it's so powerful, it knocks down enemies, and it also has lifesteal. It's stupid. Yeah, and also just a very good standard moveset as well. Yeah, that thing is still ridiculous with its Ash of War that has like a super far distance like travel. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And also, yeah, the damage. And I think it got away like scot-free from like the wave of nerfs back in, I don't know, from 2 years ago. I don't know if they made any more big balance changes since then. There's gonna be a new patch though, dropping before the DLC drops. I think it's Thursday, yeah. Which with some really nice quality of life changes from what I've seen. Like being able to like showing symbols for newly acquired items. Like because it can be quite a struggle sometimes with all the stuff you pick up in this game. Like I've done a better job of it because like I always just put stuff in my chest that I know that I'm not going to use, like equipment especially. And there is a way to sort. Yeah, there's a way to sort inventory by like, order of acquisition, but this is a thing that I think when the game first came out, I don't know if you're looking at the screen right, and you look at the very bottom, like it says that all the buttons, what you can do in this menu, it doesn't. I don't think the initial release of the game. I think even after like the first patch, it didn't have that sort button there at the bottom. Like you could just do it manually. Like you could do it. Like you could just press down L3 to bring this up. But I don't think it was actually shown there. I think it was patched in later. I don't know. It's like a very important thing that I think a lot of people just didn't see, especially for people like who play on like giant TVs and a reasonable distance away from their TVs, and they didn't see that. So like looking at their inventory, oh, they picked something up, or they were in the middle of a fight, and then, oh yeah, which one was the thing that I picked up? And then they have to scroll through all of this, and oh fuck, I don't remember. So what they're gonna do in the next patch is they're just gonna put a fucking exclamation mark next to a newly acquired item. So like, yeah, that's like a small but helpful quality of life change. I think there's gonna be a couple more. There's one or two more features that'll be added to the upcoming patch, but I don't remember them right now. Yeah, you should pick it up again. This game is great. Doing this replay in preparation for the DLC dropping this Friday, I've been having a lot of fun remembering why I adore this game. Elden Ring, it's a good time. Yeah, it's why I won all those awards and sold like 25 million copies. Which is wild to think about, like 10, 15 years ago when Demon's Souls first came out. Like, what the fuck is this game? A lot of people were confused about, but they found oddly compelling with how brutal it was. And then yeah, it was like a cult hit. And it's also just great how From Software, like, of course they've made some compromises. They made the games a bit more approachable since then, but also it's also gotten harder in some ways, especially with the combat. Especially with Elden Ring. Elden Ring has like the hardest set of bosses ever in any of these Souls games. If you're just gonna take them 1v1 and avoid like doing the cheese strats. But also, it's the most approachable game compared to all of them because of all the options you have, like all the summons, the spirit ashes, and also the incredibly busted weapons that you can find, and also the open world nature of it lets people explore, like instead of like banging their heads against the wall in one boss, because in the old games it's all very linear. But yeah, again, it's going back to Demon's Souls, like how inaccessible it was, and for the most part, FromSoft has kept to their vision of being a very challenging, like these types of games being very challenging games, and not holding the player's hands. And somehow, like, yeah, they just built that reputation, and it exploded with Elden Ring. And I'm just happy for the success they've had. And I don't know if you've been, I guess it's because I've also been playing this a lot, and obviously like social media stuff, seeing all the hype that's been building up for the DLC is going to be another massive explosion. I would not be surprised if Shadow of the Erdtree ends up winning awards at the end of the year as well, Game of the Year awards for it, because of how massive it sounds. Like it sounds like it's going to be like it's an expansion, and from what I've heard, it could be like the size of a small game, and it makes sense considering how gigantic this game is. So, and also FromSoft has never, at least in my opinion, has never failed with its DLC. Like, in fact, most of, like, I think I would even go as far as to say like the DLCs for most of these FromSoft games have been like the best parts of the game. So I am super excited for that, and I would love to find out that a lot of people end up loving it too. And yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go fight this boss, so I'm just gonna focus up a bit. Stop yapping. That's what everybody says now, yapping. That's what the kids say. Definitely need to lock in. But also, yeah, this boss is kind of has an interesting like lore implications as well, considering what it is and the weapon it's wielding. Yeah. It's also funny with this replay that I've been like the experience has been most of like the major bosses I've been one-shotting. But a lot of the side stuff has actually been what's giving me trouble. Well, not like a lot of trouble. Giving me like require me to I don't know, do 2 or 3 attempts. But like most of the major bosses, I've been one-shotting. So I'm just not taking these as seriously as I should. Also not using the most optimal setups, but okay. Let me just remember the pattern for this guy. better. Okay. Yeah. This fucking dude, this misbegotten, Leonine misbegotten, for some reason, is using a Golden Order greatsword, which is a greatsword made of light, modeled after the Elden Ring itself, forged by King Consort Radagon to proudly symbolize the tenets of the Golden Order, one of the legendary armaments. Telltale signs betray that this was once the great sword bequeathed to him by his first wife, Renala. So why the fuck is this fucking random, basically elite enemy, not really a unique boss or anything like that, using one of the legendary armaments, bequeathed by, yeah, that would be like an implication, right? But no, because Radagon is, you know, spoilers, but he's like the final boss of this game. He's well, the first phase of the final boss. But yeah, why the fuck is this random enemy in this optional side dungeon using that weapon? Well, there's a whole lore, you know, theory about it, but I don't quite remember the details because it's been a while. It's, yeah, one of those like small things, not like super important to the plot. But it's got something to do with I don't know. Actually, no, I forget. So I'm not gonna try to butcher it by misremembering things. Oh, that's a fucking giant octopus. Well, I'm done with this area. Let me just go to the Grace and level up. Yeah. At this point, though, I'm just gonna be. I am clearing out this area, getting to all the important points before I end in this cave and fight the fucking Lovecraftian alien bug monster, and then go to one other secret area, optional area, underground, and kill the boss that is locking the DLC. Yeah, the boss that you need to kill to get to the DLC. So Joe, if you're still there, how are you going to be spending the rest of this nice little holiday? Oh, right, another boss. Give me a second, just switch my weapon. My dragon slaying weapon. Oh yeah, this game is like chock full of bosses. Oh god, the fucking octopus wants to fucking join the fight. Yeah, it's a secret area. So, not surprised if you haven't, if you don't remember any of it, because you haven't gotten to this area. Anyway, okay, that idiot's dead. We focus on you now. Great Worm Theodorix. No, I have not heard of it. What is that? I mean, what is it even? Is it like holy shit? Okay, I need. Like is it a book, comic books, manga? Also, I don't enjoy fighting dragons in the Elden Ring. Camera didn't work for them, and you really do end up doing the whole just swiping at their feet, swiping at their legs. That's how they stand up, rear up. Wait. Okay, imaginary games only. Oh! You're right, because that was that video I've had float to me about imaginary games. Yeah, okay. Still need to watch that. Video. Yep, just looking at their crotch and just going off vibes, timing the dodges for the gigantic life bar erasing attacks because you can't see the animation. Yeah, these fights aren't really that enjoyable because of how they just rear up. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't also wasn't that much fun to fight, honestly. See, yeah, like a cool gimmick, but like they really got it down with Dark Souls 3, especially with Midir in the Ring City DLC. That is still by far the best dragon fight because you can actually just square up against him. You don't have to do that where I'm basically just just swiping at their feet. You can see their attack animations. Trying to lock onto them is a nightmare. Yeah, still the best one because you can just get right up in his face, and you're incentivized to target his head, and his attack animations are incredibly readable if you do that. Like, you do barely any damage when you swipe at Midir's feet, which signals to the player, okay, yeah, maybe this isn't the right way to do it. You do more damage if you hit the head, so it encourages you to do that, to fight it that way. And then yeah, you get to actually see his animations and react accordingly instead of like, oh shit, I don't know, I guess I just have to get the timing down right without really even seeing the animation with these dragon fights. I need to get back to the Grace so I can use these runes. So yeah, I am hoping that the DLC, if it has any dragon bosses, it'll be different. Because I know there's gonna be like one super giant enemy type that you'll be fighting, or I don't know if actually you'll be fighting it, but I think you will be like actual giants. So maybe I don't know. Probably gonna be different compared to these dragons that roam the world map in the base game. Anyway, yeah. So Vermis, right? It's a imaginary. It's a made-up game, and they came up with a strategy guide for it, and they got world building and stuff. that you can take from just reading that strategy guide. Oh, cool, thanks. Yeah, I'll check it out. Mostly just vibes, but the writing's tight. Yeah, yeah. Alright, cool. Okay, I put it off for so long. I think it's actually time for me to start upgrading my staves. I guess that's how you say that. Say that word. Yeah. Because I've been such a pretender with this strength intelligence build. This is basically a strength build. Not really been using a lot of magic, mostly using the FP to use the Ashes of War. Mostly just to finish off enemies in style, not necessarily. I guess I use some of the AoE attacks against mobs, but now I really should start. Oh right, I got this Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Should use that for. Yeah, sure, let's put that there. Yeah. Maybe. There's a lot. The expansion has like a lot of new stuff, like lots of new weapon types. So I'm excited to see all that. And yeah, the hope is that there would be like weapons that, or skills, spells that use like strength and int scaling. Oh, I've seen the trailer. Like I've seen all the trailers for the DLC. But I've avoided like the previews though, like from online publications and content creators. Like they put up previews last week. I've avoided those. Like I've heard some stuff. I've heard new weapon types, new skills, bunch of bosses, big areas. But like actually seeing that stuff in action, aside from like the sizzle reel composition of the trailers, I haven't seen any in-depth stuff. So yeah, seen a couple of the bosses, and some of the enemy types, because I can't help myself. But no. Apart from that, I don't want to get any more information. Like I think it's enough, enough to get me hyped. Anyway, upgrade this thing. Okay, need to buy stones. Smithing stones. It is a very, very minor nitpick, but I kind of wish that one merchant, that the merchant that sells that stuff, like the weapon upgrade materials, was located just right next to the blacksmith, the person that upgrades their weapons, so I wouldn't have to do this whole running around back and forth thing. It's a very, very minor thing. Slightly annoying. Alright, actually gonna be viable now to use spells this late in the game. Damn. Don't talk shit about Hugh. Hugh's a homie. Hugh's a bro. Hugh's, he makes your god-slaying weapons. Don't talk shit about him, alright? He's cool in my book. I'm sure he smells like a blacksmith, You love that the smell of iron and heat and all that good stuff that you smell from a smithy. Smells alright. Smells like power. Still have rooms to buy more smithing stones. Also, this merchant over here probably does not care about anybody's scent, considering they're just like a husk, Twin Maiden husks. I don't think they care about smell. And Roderica's right next to Hugh, so she doesn't seem to have any problem with Hugh's scent. So, right, I need to get these. do I need these normal smithing stones for anything else? I mean, not really. Yeah. Alright. Should also probably level up my mind. My FP meter is pathetic compared to my HP meter. I haven't touched it at all this entire time. Kept it at 11 mind this entire playthrough. But now that I'm planning on using more spells, maybe I should upgrade that next. Get my intelligence to 30, I think, maybe. It's still going to be a secondary thing to actually using the melee weapons, but let me go talk to the Turtle Pope again. I think should have sorceries that I should buy.
Greetings.
Yeah, get this. Where I'm basically gonna be also kind of using a melee attacks, but with magic. You do yeah, wah, 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 and then wah, wah. That still is kind of in line with the playstyle. Typically I use the big swords, so, you know, and there's even magic, still a big sword, just magical. Why did I choose a curved sword instead of the... No, I do have the strength in Colossals. I do have them. I just switch around. Just for variety's sake, you know, switching up the playstyles. Typically, though, I use the Colossals for the big bosses. Like, yeah, I have all of them. These are all the strength int weapons, like, as you can see. But even then, yeah, even the Colossal swords that are, well, this great sword that I put the cold affinity onto it so that it scales with magic. Even like great, like it's a D for the cold, and this is already max level. It's D. This is also max level. It's also just a C, and C, which is, you know, fine. And yeah, it's like a quality build, but instead of Dex, it's int. Ruin's great sword. Yeah, it's a D, and I think even maxed out, it's still a D. The int scaling. The strength is going to be S scaling, so it still mostly scales off of strength. And even the Sorcerer's Greatsword, it's almost max level, and I think even at plus 10, I think it goes to B, the strength, but still stays at int. The int still stays at D, even at plus 10. So yeah, that's why this run, even if it's like a strength int build, it's mostly been, wielding a giant fuck off sword. Like even with the great swords, like yeah, like the Alabaster Lord's Sword, Health and Steeple. Even this one, Onyx Lord's Greatsword, like the max int scaling for them is like C. And even yeah, with the Meteoric Ore Blade, the only strength int katana in this game. C is the max for the int. So that's why I've been putting most of the upgrade points into strength, and intelligence is just, yeah, it's just, getting the, well, before I got to this point in the game where I basically maxed out everything else, like I've been only putting points into intelligence just to get the minimum requirements for, like, the Royal Greatsword. Got it up to 22 just to be able to wield this one-handed. Oh no, just to wield it at all, because it doesn't matter if you one or two-handed. If you don't meet the minimum requirement for int, you can't use it. Well, you can use it, but it's not gonna do any damage. But yeah, that's why the strength int build isn't. It's not a very popular type of build because it just doesn't. It's not the most optimal build. Like, it's fun, but for the most part, it does just end up feeling like a strength build. So it isn't that unique in the like the big picture. That's why I'm at the end now, basically, because I only have the two, well, I guess 3 optional areas. The one I was in, Concentrated Snowfields, the Halig Tree where Melania is, and the Mogwin's Palace, basically at the end. So yeah, totally, it's still viable. And I've been mostly using the FP to do the Ash of War, like that one, that ridiculous Ash of War. It's pretty sick. And yeah, Star Scourge Dawn's one is also just good. This is just fun, just doing this shit. Just massive AoEs. It's a fun time. Oh yeah, I actually made a handful of invader builds. My other characters. So I've done some like straight up like dueling, but yeah, and found some success playing with other builds, but mostly focused on invasions. And yeah, had a good time. Like, that was like the last couple of things that I did before I stopped playing the game back in 2022. Like, my last couple of runs was just invading, keeping certain characters at like level 30 to do early area invasions. I had a character at like level 50, 60, 70 to do mid-level invasions, and like I had an end game invasion build. So yeah, those were fun times. Yep. I think this is probably the game that I've done the most PvP in, even though it's like the most broken PvP compared to all the other Souls games. Well, I guess now there was Dark Souls 1's PvP is just kind of stupid with all the lag, backstabbing, and like I only did I don't know. I didn't do much Dark Souls 1 PvPing because of how, I don't know, awful it felt. I mostly got into it with Dark Souls 3. But anyway, yeah. Everybody was just like wearing full Havel set and like that mask. And it was like, yeah, like I think the stupid build that a lot of invaders were running was that, like full Havel set, also the Dark Bead that would just fucking one shot you. So it was either that or like full Havel set, and they would just have like a dagger. Yeah, the Giant Dad build, right? So they were just fucking poise monsters, and they had also a lot of physical defense. So that they would just use a dagger. So they would just fucking mash R1 over and over again, and you can't poise them out of it because they have like fucking 100% poise or whatever. Because poise was still a thing in Dark Souls 1, right? Like they only really started toning it down with Dark Souls 2, and then basically made it so by Dark Souls 3 it was only hyper armor. Like, it only activated when you were attacking. So yeah, Dark Souls 1, it was just stupid because everybody was just doing that, right? Like, So yeah, it was really silly because yeah, obviously by that point they were still like really just getting the hang of that, and I'm sure like the balancing was mostly towards PVE. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of also silly shit in this game's PvP, but they've done a better job of balancing it over time, especially with like the broken. And they also made the good decision to separate the balancing for the PVE and the PvP in this game, which I don't think was the case in the previous games. Like they made it so certain attacks, certain ashes of war, like the infamous rivers of blood, like the corpse piler ashes of war, which is still fucking amazing in PVE against AI, which it makes sense, it's fine. But they made it so like they increased what was it? Like they increased the window to roll through some of the attacks, and the other extremely stupid Ash of War, the Bloodhound Step, which has incredible like so many iframes, which made it almost impossible to hit anybody using that in PvP. Like they reduced like the they made it so you can't just mash it over and over again. Yeah, stuff like that. Like the differences in PvP and PvE balancing, which is great. But still, like the one kind of like the one big complaint I had with the PvP in this game, at least when it comes to invasions, is that you can't invade. Well, typically you can only invade somebody who summoned another player. Like you can't. Like the only people you can invade that are playing solo are the ones who use like this item called the Taunter's Tongue. And typically those players are also just like PvP gods. The fact that they're using that item indicates that yeah, they know how to PvP. And typically I'd rather just, if I'm gonna do that, if I'm gonna play against a person who is good at PvP, I would just do a straight up duel. Like I like invading people who aren't. No, that's the thing. Gank squads are definitely Gank squads have been hard coded into Elden Ring's PvP, because by default you can only invade people who have summoned other people. Like most of the invasions are going to be 2v1, 3v1 even against with a handicap to the invader. So yeah. Yeah. So typically, like when you invade somebody, they usually have a summon with them. So it's like I've learned to deal with it. Like obviously because I did end up doing a lot of invasions, so I just had to prepare for it. But and yeah, it was always super satisfying winning those invasions, like winning the 2v1, even the 3v1s. It was very, very satisfying to pull those off. Especially when when the game first came out, everybody was using fucking Rivers of Blood. Everybody was using Moonveil. Everybody was using this too, the Star Scourge Great Swords. And everybody was like, and you could tell definitely, people who only play PvE, they just fucking spam the Ashes of War. And sometimes it can be, easy parry bait, but yeah, you just have to get used to dodging all these crazy ass spells. Like it gets very hard when 3 people are fucking doing this. Like 2 people are using like one person is using Rivers of Blood, another person is using Moonveil, and another one's a caster throwing all sorts of spells at you. It's like it's fucking hard. Yeah, it was difficult, but it was satisfying getting the wins. Yeah. Almost jumped off to my death there. God. That would have been very annoying. Thank God for this double jumping magic horse. comes the rest of the mob. Okay, thank goodness there's a Steak America here. And I forgot to get some of those boiled prawns, my favorite. Oh yeah, totally, yeah. Like this fucking thing is the walking mausoleum. Never has there been a deadlier building in all of FromSoft games. Well, I guess I'm sure there's like, probably like there was a pretty deadly building on the Core 6, god damn it. Poor Torrent. Oh god, and I'm still getting hit on the ground. Get close, get it close, get it close. Can't hit you when you're right next to it. Do a magic sweep. Too far. Oh god, I'm getting stepped on. I know, I just need to clean the muck up. You'll be fine. There you go, don't have to be a whiny baby about it. Doesn't blow me up with your magic artillery. Sit down, boy. Yeah, that's a good boy. Alright. Not even gonna interact with that thing. I just needed it to stop bombarding me with magic. Oh, I didn't even pick up my runes. Let me just do that real quick. Need these runes to get me those prawns, those delicious defense boosting prawns that I'm definitely gonna need for Melania. Let's finish this little weird side quest. Your big sister. Your big albinoric sister.
Towering sister of ours.
Towering
Let
sister.
the birthing droplet in and create life. For us. For all the albinorics. Thank you. I finally fulfilled my purpose.
Thank you for that rare upgrade
Our
material.
young yet towering sister will give us hope. Now that nothing is left unfinished, I will join you in battle to the bitter end. And when the fighting is done, then you may lay me to rest. Beside Lobo, my dear wolf.
Yeah, she joined me plenty in my very first playthrough of the game. Definitely used her a lot. Latenna's cool. Latenna's sick. She's this magic archer. But she can't use her legs because she's an albinoric. And they are artificial beings, and one of the, at least her phase of experiments, their legs don't work well. But, yeah, so they have to be stationary. But also, yeah, she can ride on the wolf. Yeah, I'm sure you use her too, Latenna, the albinoric. Yeah, she's sick. but you gotta use her wisely. Can't like she was great at like just plugging away at enemies from afar, and if you level her up, she does pretty okay damage. But can't use her in like close quarters or in very small rooms because she can get easily rushed down by enemies, and she can't really do anything about them. Yeah, she unfortunately she does not come with Lobo or Wolf. Uh, because that is their only means of transportation. That's how they get around. They ride their wolves, which you can see in this village that I went to, but I am saving for last because that's how you get to the Halo tree. So that's the last thing that I'll be doing in this area. Like unlocking the path. Like I'm not gonna go to the Halo tree just yet. Once I am done with this, I'm gonna go to the other optional area to fight Moog, the boss that you have to kill to get to the DLC. You remember Moog? Did you ever get to the Mogwin Palace? The blood guy? There's actually two versions of him. One that's in at the end of the sewers underneath the capital, who is yeah, he kind of looks like Morgoth because they're brothers. They're both Omen, and they are the offspring of Marika and Godfrey. But they were born quote unquote cursed, with horns coming out of their faces and bodies. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that bear. Just ride around him. Yeah, like there's two versions of Moog that you can fight. One is like the projection of him underneath the capital of Lanedell in the sewers as the boss of that dungeon, and the other one is the real version over at his palace, Mogwin Palace, where he keeps the physical form of Mikola, the demigod, who is his half brother, but he creepily kidnapped and wants to be his quote-unquote consort so that he can become the next god to take control of the Elden Ring. Anyway, I'm being invaded by one of his followers. Where are you at? I need to kill you. Oh, there you are. You still got that off, huh? Oh shit. Watch out for the bleed and the fucking dragonfly. Gotcha. Alright. Got a cool armor set. I'm gonna be using it for this character though. Yeah, I guess since I'm on the way, let me just because this is the way to activate the this is where the portal is. That'll take you to that area, to Mogwin Palace. But I think there should be a grace somewhere nearby. Let's see if I can activate it. I don't know. I don't remember exactly if there is one here. I think it's over here. Anyway. I'll get through this area first, and into the mines. Got some frenzy people in here. Not quite sure why. I don't remember the lore reason, but they are over here. And they're scary because they frenzy you. Can't get the crit because your elevation is weird. Got your eye though. And I got your dick. Rat. I don't need to fight that giant. I just need to get to this mine. Switch up the Great Rune actually. Let's put on Radahn's Great Rune so we also have more FP and stamina. Like, I don't really need all that health, not right now at least. Definitely switching to Morgott back once I get to Malenia. I really do have to have a specific strategy for Malenia, but we're not facing Malenia right now, so I will fuck around a bit. had to be reminded watching another person else hear this that, yeah, these guys are also weak to magic. That and striking weapons. Should have maybe been using more magic against the earlier versions of these dudes, the miners, the rock miners, because they're made of rock and they mine for rocks. But also, obviously, there's the FP cost, so no cost of just swinging your big ass mace. Right, there's that ladder there. I guess this is useful though, the carrying greatsword that comes around it, but so far it's been one enemy at a time, so you need to be using it. Like I said, just fucking around. Love being able to poise through those attacks. Your big downward pickaxe swing. Don't care. I mean, I take some damage, but I will continue winding up my big swing. Yeah, I think this is actually progress, so I should have probably gone back. Yep, okay, that's fine. I love also just staggering these idiots over and over again because they have no armor. They may be alabaster skin, or is this, no, this is onyx skin or whatever, but yeah, you can just stagger them out of their attacks with a big weapon. And with how slow they attack too, yeah, they maybe stand a chance. Right, this just goes back to the area so I can get the shortcut. Still have that one room to explore downwards. Take that ladder down. Before we fight a Lovecraft alien bug monster. Which could actually be a tough fight. I remember this one in particular is pretty strong. I will not fuck around against that one, I think, because this replay has mostly been kind of want to avoid getting stressed trying to play it in quote unquote the honest way, like no summons, no spirit ashes, no cheese, 1v1 everybody. Limit myself. No, like this is mostly like, for the most part I have done that, but I try to avoid having to replay a bunch of things, so I will try to play optimally against bosses that I know will be tough. So far that strategy has worked out pretty well. Pumping levels and putting on the best gear, armor, to get my poise up, to get my defenses up. Use really strong weapons. And yeah, mostly been one-shotting enemies, like big bosses. Love that Ash War. It's just so brutal. So savage. Just do a front flip in the air. Quick front flip with your big fuck off weapon and just slam them down onto the ground. Just pancake them. It's just so satisfying. The Lion's Claw. Yeah. Cause I've done I ever since my first playthrough, I've done so many runs of this game already where I've done quote unquote honest runs where I've soloed all the bosses, I killed all the bosses, I didn't do any summon spirit ashes, shit like that. Because for this run, yeah, I've done some NPC summons, mostly for like, oh yeah, I remember this one. This has a cool NPC summon. But yeah, like I've done all that stuff where I have stressed out, like trying to really master these battles solo. Like I've done that already, and like, yeah, this has been mostly a comprehensive playthrough, except for doing all the side dungeons, all the catacombs, and I've only done like one Hero's Grave, because those can be pretty tough. But I've only done the one where you can get the Death Root so that you can give it to Malekith and get that side quest done. But yeah, for the most part, like even though I've done most of this stuff, like this is optional, but I still like doing it. But yeah, for this, yeah, like the guide is just alright. I have to just remind myself, right? Where's this thing again? Most of this has been off the dome. Yeah, like because I played this game for hundreds and hundreds of hours, so I still mostly remember locations of like stuff that I really need to get, like most of the attack patterns for bosses, like muscle memory kicks in. And like all the stuff that I learned trying to get good at PvP. But yeah. But yeah, for this replay in particular, it's like I don't want to stress out too much of myself because I do want to get ready. I want to finish this replay before the DLC drops because I'm definitely playing that day one on Friday. Like the moment I get off work, immediately booting that up to just get into it because I am extremely excited for it. So like I want to be, I think I could actually be done with this replay today, and then I'll just be doing some cleanup, looking at my other characters that I could take in the DLC because I have like what 8 other characters or 4? Wait, no, 6 maybe? I think. All at the end game, or basically I've cleared the game already. Let's look at them because they all have different builds as well. So I could take all these other characters to the DLC. But like this replay was done just to like remind myself, oh, how do I play this game again? Because even though I have put hundreds of hours into it, like not having played the game for like 2 years, I need to get back into it, and I don't want it to be such a rough reintroduction to it by going into the DLC cold, like 2 years having not played the game, because I have heard that it is extremely tough from the people who have played the game, like in previews. They've said it, yeah, it's fucking brutal, which I welcome, but I don't want it to be super brutal because I haven't touched the game in 2 years. So I did this full playthrough again, leading up to it. But yeah, could be done with this later tonight and spend the rest of the week just like making sure I have everything ready for Friday. Anyway, alright, I got all the stuff here. I got the shortcut. I'm gonna go back to the Grace real quick. Make sure I have the right stuff on. So yeah, I would prefer to one-shot this boss. Probably this guy, because this is the guy that I've put, the recent experience will help. Like, oh right, this is how I play this character. So yeah, probably gonna be this dude. Yeah, but I will definitely replay that DLC as well, like I have with all these other DLCs, all the other games, with my other characters. Okay, I'm gonna be fighting Lovecraft alien bug monsters, so they do a lot of magic, so give me a sec. Oh, I got another one of these, yeah. It's from one guy that I killed in this very tunnel. I'm gonna use it though. Already have one at +8. And I'm using it, power stancing it with Health and Steeple. Which weapon should I use against this fucking thing? No, I think I'm just gonna keep using, yeah, I'm gonna use a Royal Greatsword. Or, nah, let's use the Cold Greatsword instead. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to be using. Yeah. Yeah, no, actually no, yeah, Maybe I'll use Star Scourge, the Star Scourge Greatsword. Maybe. It's, thematic. Yeah. I think that's what I'll use. But before I do that, let me just go back. Oh, right, I can't travel. Let me just step out real quick. I'm gonna go back to Hugh, and since I did get that Somber Smithing Stone, Ancient Somber Smithing Stone, I can get this to +10 now. I can max this out. Right. Silly that I have to step out of the... put one foot outside of this tunnel, and then I can do this now. I don't actually think this is the best weapon for this upcoming boss, but I think it'd be appropriate to use the gravity colossal dual swords of Radon against one of those beings that he was holding back with his peak might back in the day to keep the stars at bay and hold the fates of the gods in stasis. Yeah. What else? Right, I need to get those. Need to buy some prawn. Also, wait, can I should be able to totally. Yeah, I like to switch up stuff for drama. Sometimes it's gotten me killed, and also like trying to finish off enemies with style gets me into trouble. Like when I could just go for the safe swing, I try to pull off a fucking Ash of War that has like a slow wind up, getting me hit. But no, you gotta finish the fight off with style. Oh wait, I already, wait, did I max? Oh yeah, I fucking maxed it out already. What am I doing? Yeah, no. I will just buy prawn for this. Actually, wait, no. Let me, can I get a level off? Nah, whatever. I will just buy some prawn. I will buy some smithing stones. Oh, yeah, let me just finish maxing out some of these other special boss weapons that I have. I have the materials. I get that +8. Okay, these are now both +9, so I wanted to max these out so that I can also go back to dual wielding the great swords. Fun moveset. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's get that one Somber Smithing Stone 9. So we can get the Ruins Great Swords +9. Even though I haven't really been using it all that much. Maybe I'll use that in Mogwin Palace, maybe? Yeah, the prawns, like, super useful. Love them. Definitely use a lot of them in invasions. Because you need to get all the defense and health when you're going up against 2 or 3 enemies. Okay, all of these just need max level. Yeah, sure. I can buy 10 more prawns. Let me just do that real quick. And then we'll go kill an alien bug that has a human skull for a head for some reason. And does gravity magic. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna want this just to be able to tank some of the magic attacks if I get hit. I will probably get hit. This has not been a hitless run. Nowhere even close. Get hit multiple times. Yeah, it is all good. I don't think I'll be using the staff here at all, actually. So. Can I stack more of these? I can't craft any more of these spell-proof dried livers because I'm out of beast livers. That's fine. 2 is all I need. Yeah, I'm probably not going to use the staff. Just put that out of the way so that I don't even think about it. Yeah, okay. I'll be doing a bunch of that. Just doing a bunch of jump attacks, because that's Elden Ring for you. Ever since they introduced that, it is the key to victory. Especially if you're using big weapons. Alright, let's go. Time to lock in. even have enough FP to do the big slam finisher. But I got it. It wasn't actually that bad. Yeah. Why this is glowy? Oh, I think this is where it crash landed, I think. Yeah. Just putting myself in. Well, I guess I felt safe fucking around there because it wasn't actually doing that much damage. So yeah, because it's a lot. Like it's a very long wind up, which makes sense because it does a fuck ton of damage. But yeah, that's done. All right, time to do this bit here and unlock the way to the Halig Tree. Yeah, I'm at the point in the game where 120,000 runes isn't even enough to get a level. But, we have these extra runes, these consumable runes. Also, I'm so glad they, with that one of the patches, they just show how many runes you get if you use these. Because before, in when the game first came out, like, oh, you just had to use them to see, and then you had to memorize how many runes each one gave, depending on their level. And because you can't easily tell anymore, since they all just are numbered, like that's how they're labeled to tell like the difference in the amount of runes you get. It's not like in like the old games where, oh, this is an unknown soldier's soul. And this is an unknown knight's soul, a renowned knight's soul. You could be able to, they'll just let you know, oh yeah, the renowned knight's soul gives you 10,000 souls. This one is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Like, it's not easy to remember. I guess except for these ones, like, yeah, Lord's Rune, yeah, but you have to get all the way to the end game to even get these other named runes. Anyway, I need basically 40,000, so sure, let's just use that. Wait, did I need? I don't know. I can't math. I'm an idiot. Did I need 40,000? I needed 20,000. Why did I use the 50,000 one? I'm a moron. Let's just put that there. That's fine. Right. Now this area that I know a lot of people fucking hate. And I understand why, because it's fucking rough. Like, it feels a bit eerie, but you think, oh yeah, it's kind of inviting. Like, look at all these cool people. Look at it. Look at these spirits. They're just chilling. You know, it's like this is all right. This isn't a terrible place to explore. And then the moment you go inside the jail version, the actual version of this town. Oh yeah, there's a Black Knife armor set, which is pretty cool, but not gonna fit this character that I'm running. But yeah, once you actually do the thing where you shift dimensions to unlock this door, this gate that leads to the Halig Tree, where it says, yep, held shut by a seal. So you have to go to the other, the spirit dimension of this place. It turns into a fucking nightmare. Like, yeah, like the 4 figures in the Ever Jail. And all of them are, well, no, 3 of them are on top of towers. There's one there, one right next to the entrance, and another over there. Let's see if I still remember the route for this area. Yeah, like it turns into a fucking sniper sniper hell, and like once you get on top of the rooftops, and if you're not on the rooftops, if you're running around the streets, you're gonna have to deal with invisible enemies who can just do a command grab at you and take off 75% of your health. But that's not gonna be a problem for me since I am prepared for that bullshit, since I already know what's up. I even got the lantern that'll help me out with this. That'll make it so the invisible enemies show up when I get near them. Let's just have... I don't need to use a great sword for this. Let's just put on... Yeah, that should do. And shield for the archers. Anyway, I think the route is... I have to go to the right. I think that was my route. Was it? No. Yeah, I think I went counterclockwise for this. Let's just see. Yeah, these fuckers will be completely invisible if you don't have this specific torch that I'm using right now. And they're pretty rough. Like, fighting them normally, like if you're not familiar with them enough, like I am after playing hundreds of hours of this game, they're pretty tough. I remember having a really hard time fighting these enemies because I don't think I even had the torch on my first playthrough, so I had to just fight them while they were invisible. I don't think I even fought them. I think I just ran away because it was fucking insane trying to fight them while they're invisible. Yeah, right. It's coming back to me. Yeah, this was always the first tower that I hit on my subsequent runs, not on my first playthrough. That was just a mess. I died so many times in this area. Getting ambushed by those Black Knight assassins that are invisible, or getting my body riddled with magic arrows by the Albinoric archers on the roof that can snipe you from a million miles away. So yeah, that's the first one. I think the second one's up here. Yeah, I need to get to that ladder there. Should be another Black Knight assassin here. There she is. And that's the fucking attack that does a lot of damage to you. Thankfully I have a bajillion health because I am a smart player who knows to pump their vigor. I guess it is worth killing them since they drop the Ghost Glove work, which is, if you're using Spirit Ashes, very useful to get your Spirit Ash summons to max level. Right, so I guess the Albinoric archers don't actually shoot you when you're on the floor, because thankfully Miyazaki and co were kind enough to extend that courtesy to you, that you should only deal with the invisible Black Knight assassins when you're on the ground. And you only have to deal with sniper archers when you're on the roof. Not both at the same time, because that would have been truly hellish. At this point, I'm gonna the archers are gonna start shooting me, I think. No, not yet? Maybe they need to get in place first. I think if I had to get to the other side... that roof over there with that ladder, I think that's when they're gonna start shooting. I think I can... yeah, I can put this away. Yep, there they are. Hopefully I have this magic shield with me, the Carrion Knight shield. I can make this jump. They're pretty tanky too. Take a lot of hits. Right, this is the third one. Oh wait, is this the last one? I think this is the last one. Yeah, because I got one at the bottom. Oh shit, I did not. Wait, did I? I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. Let's see. This should be the last one. Nope. Not the last one. Alright. Yeah, you do that. Have a good workout. Oh yeah, I'll be back. Yeah, I'm gonna be taking a break soon after this anyway, and then I'll be back in the afternoon, and I'll finish this off. The evening. Oh god. Oh god. All right. Later. I didn't light this flame. All right, this is the last one. And done. Seal's broken in town. Okay, yeah, that was. Yeah, I still remember the route, the best route, the optimal route. Yeah. Cool. So anybody has had any problems with this area lighting all 4 flames? That's the route to take. You don't even need to fight the Black Knight assassins. Alright. This area is done! I'm just gonna unlock the Halo tree so that I have the grace there so that I don't have to port back here. But I'll be doing that, and then I'll be porting back here to get to Moog. I'll be starting the next session at Moog, not at the Halo tree. Alright, let's just get this grace real quick.